the ratio of the age of Pawan to that of Richa is 9:10. 10 years ago, the ratio of their age was 4:5. Pawan's father's age is 12 years more than both Pawan and Richa's present age. 10 years ago, the age of Richa's mother was a decade less than Pawan's father. What is the age of Pawan's mother, which is 15% more than Richa's mother? So basically, we have to find out age of Pawan's mother. And we know that Pawan's mother's age is 15% more than the age of Richa's mother. So if you can find out Richa's mother, the age of Richa's mother, you will be able to find out the age of Pawan's mother as well, right? You just have to increase it by 15%. Now let's frame the equations. You know that it's about framing the equations. We'll look at the other methods later, but let's first understand how do you solve it using ratios, right? So the ratio of the age of Pawan to that of Richa is 9:10. So can I say P by R equals to 9/10? The ratio of their ages is 9:10. So P by R equals to 9/10, right? One point that I would like to highlight here is the kind of variables that you choose. I have seen students taking Pawan's age as X and Richa's age as Y. I mean, not here, but sometimes we do, right? X is to Y equals to 9:10. I would say choosing the right variables is half the solution. See, if you take X and Y, when you are trying to solve it, you always have to go back and find out what exactly was X. Was X Pawan's age or Richa's age? So never choose irrelevant variables, right? Try to use P and R so that it's easy for you to connect. So whenever during the solution I want to know what is Pawan's age, I know it's P. Richa's age, R, right? So that it should be easy. A simple point, but yes, I mean, for those who are using proper variables will be feeling like, why am I discussing this? But for others, this is definitely a key, right? So P by R equals to 9/10. Now look at what it says. 10 years ago, the ratio of their age was 4:5. 10 years ago. What was Pawan's age 10 years ago? P minus 10. Richa's age 10 years ago, R minus 10. This was equal to 4/5. I mean, that's what the statement says. Pawan's father's age is 12 years more than both Pawan's and Richa's present age. Pawan's father's age. Let's assume Pawan's father is F. His age is F, right? His age is 12 years more than both Pawan's and Richa's present age. Now, what do you mean by this? I mean, if you really look at it, the statement is not very clear. When he says Pawan's father's age is 12 years more than both Pawan's and Richa's present age, is he trying to say that Pawan's father is 12 years older than Pawan and 12 years older than Richa? Or Pawan's father is 12 years older than the sum of the ages of Pawan and Richa? You're getting it? There are two ways that you can look at it. You can say that Pawan's father is 12 years older than Pawan and he's 12 years older than Richa. Or the other way to look at it is Pawan's father is 12 years older than the sum of the ages of Pawan and Richa. Which one should we go for? Obviously, we should go for the second one. I mean, even if this doubt arises in your mind, you should logically understand that the second explanation is the correct one. That F equals to P plus R plus 12. Now, how did I decide this, or how should we decide this? See, very clearly from the first statement itself, we know that Pawan and Richa are not equal in age. Their ages are different, right? Pawan's age is 9 parts, Richa's age is 10 parts. So if you say Pawan's father, F equals to P plus 12 and also F equals to R plus 12, how is it possible? Let's say Pawan's age is 10. So 10 plus 12, 22. Richa's age is 9. 9 plus 12, 21. How can father's age be 22 and 21 both? Not possible, right? So F equals to P plus R plus 12. The next statement says 10 years ago, the age of Richa's mother was a decade less than Pawan's father. Now this statement is again very important. 10 years ago, you go back 10 years. The age of Richa's mother was a decade less than Pawan's father. Age of Richa's mother was a decade less than Pawan's father. Now understand, guys, instead of framing the equation for 10 years ago, you must be, smart enough to understand that whatever was the situation 10 years ago, the same would continue even today in terms of the difference in their ages. Are you able to follow? Like for example, let us assume there are two persons A and B. See, explanation may look a little lengthy, but then I am not solving the question. I am explaining it to you all. So it would obviously take a little longer, but understand the key here. Let's assume there are two persons A and B. Their present ages are, let's say, 5 and 7. So what's the difference in their ages? 2 years. Next year what happens? A's age will be 6, B's age will be 8. What's the difference in their ages? 2 years. After 10 years what would happen? A's age will be 15, B's age would be 17. What's the difference in their age? 2 years. After 20 years what would happen? A's age would be 25, B's age would be 27. Difference in their age is 2 years. After 23 years what happens? A's age will be 28, B's age will be 30. What's the difference? 2 years. What do you understand from this? The difference in the ages of two persons will always remain constant. Whether you talk about a point which was 10 years ago or 10 years later or X number of years ago or X number of years later. Because fortunately or unfortunately, both Richa's mother and Pawan's father are growing, right? From that point 10 years ago to this point, Richa's mother has grown by 10 years. Pawan's father has also grown by 10 years. It's not that Pawan's father has not grown in the last 10 years, only Richa's mother has grown. That doesn't happen. Which means the difference remains constant, right? If the difference 10 years ago was a decade less means what? 10 years less, right? A decade is 10 years. So 10 years less. Even today it will be 10 years less. So instead of writing, see, ideally, what should we write? Let's assume Richa's mother's age is M. So 10 years ago, M minus 10 equals to father's age 10 years ago was F minus 10. Now 10 years ago, Richa's mother's age was a decade less than Richa's father's age. Instead of writing M minus 10 equals to F minus 10 minus 10, you should directly write M equals to F minus 10. This is what I'm talking about. Because if 10 years ago the difference was 10 years, even today the difference would be 10 years. You're able to follow? So the next equation that we have is equal to Richa's mother's age is M. M equals to F minus 10. Richa's mother's age is 10 years less than Pawan's father's age. What is he asking us to find out? Find out Pawan's mother's age, which is 15% more than Richa's mother's age. So you actually have to find out what is M, then increase it by 15% to get the required answer. This is Richa's mother's age. Remember, it's not Pawan's mother's age. What is Pawan's mother's age? Let me just get some space, clearing this up, right? What is Pawan's mother's age? Pawan's mother's age will be Richa's mother's age plus 15%. Right? So your final answer would be this. Pawan's mother's age will be equal to M plus 15%. M plus 15%. Now, how do you get M, the value of M here? Very simple. 4 equations and 4 unknowns. Can we solve or not? P, R, F and M. These are the 4 unknown values, variables. And we have got 4 equations. You know that 4 equations can be solved to find out the values of each of these 4 variables. And then substitute here to get the answer. So that's the regular way of solving it. You're getting it? That's the regular way of solving it. And I'm sure a lot of you have done this. Right? A lot of you have done this. For all those who were confused about this decade point here, a decade is 10 years, right? And this is basic general awareness, right? If you do not know what a decade is, then there are serious problems, right? 10 years ago, the age of Richa's mother was a decade less than Pawan's father. So if you go back 10 years, Richa's mother was 10 years younger than Pawan's father. Even today, she will be 10 years younger than Pawan's father. And even after 74 years, she will be 10 years younger than Pawan's father, assuming both of them live even after 74 years. So that's it. Solve these 4 equations and get the answer. I mean, you know how to solve it, right? We can say P equals to, ideal would be P equals to 9x, R equals to 10x. Substitute here, get the values of P and R. You're able to follow. From the first equation, we can take P as 9x and R as 10x. Basically, we are saying that Pawan's age is 9 parts, Richa's age is 10 parts. Substitute in this. What happens? What will this give us? Pawan's age is 9x, right? So 9x minus 10 by 10x minus 10 equals to 4 by 5. Cross multiply, now what happens? So 45x minus 50 equals to 40x minus 40. So 45 minus 40x, 5x equals to 10, x equals to 2. Right? I mean, I'm not writing all the steps here. You will find out that x is equal to 2 upon cross multiplication. If x is 2, what are the ages? Pawan's age will be 9 into 2, 18 years. And Richa's age will be 10 into 2, 20 years. So we know their present ages, 18 and 20. So what will be father's age? 18 plus 20 plus 12, right? Pawan is 18, Richa is 20, and this is 12. 18 plus 20 plus 12, how much is this? 18 and 12, 30 plus 20, 50. So father's age is 50. If father's age is 50, what is mother's age? Richa's mother's age? 50 minus 10, 40. Done, right? I mean, simple. It looks to be lengthy, but once you get these 2 values, P and R, finding out F and M is very easy. 40. If this is 40, what is Pawan's mother's age? Substitute here. M is equal to 40, right? Put it there. So what do we get from this? Pawan's mother's age will be 40 plus 15% more than that. What is 15% of 40? 15% of 40 is 6. Now this is important. If you start doing 15% of 40 as follows here. 15 by 100 into 40. 22s are 40, 25s are 100, 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15, 3 into 2 6. Then let me be very blunt. You are not fit for the SBI PO exam. If this is how you do your calculations, you are not ready for the exam. That is the reason I had very clearly mentioned that you have to practice on numbers. I mean, without writing this on paper, you know that you must be able to calculate that 15% more of 40 is 46, right? So 40 plus 6, 46. Option 2 would be your answer. Option 2 would be the answer. You getting it? Option 2 would be the answer. Now, a lot of you have mentioned that you have solved it using the options. Not everybody has explained that, right? But let me give you an idea. Again, we have to neglect that other than the given options is, we have to probably, avoid option number 5. From the remaining 4 options, very clearly, you can say that option 1, option 4 and option 3 are wrong. Option 1, option 4 and option 3 are wrong. So the possible answers are option 2 or option 5. And if you are ready to take a chance, mark option 2. So how do we decide which are the wrong answers? Let me tell you that. You're getting it? Let me explain how do we find out from the options the answer to this question. So like I've said, we will not be finding out what the correct answer is. We will be able to find out what the wrong answers are, right? And all you need to do is focus on the last point. He's asking us to find out Pawan's mother's age. He has said that Pawan's mother's age is 15% more than Richa's mother's age. 15% more than Richa's mother's age. Look at this equation. Basically, this is what I'm saying. You're able to follow? Pawan's mother's age is 15% more than Richa's mother's age. See, understand, usually, again, it's not a rule, but usually when you are solving questions from ages are always in integers. We don't get ages in decimals, like Richa is 9.5 years and Pawan is 8.5 years or things like that. Usually it is integers. So that is the point which we will make advantage of, right? So we know that mother's age, this Richa's mother's age should be an integer. Integer plus 15% of that integer should give you an integer. Look at the options. First option is 24 years. Which means, see, whatever is Richa's mother's age, 15% more than that will give you Pawan's mother's age. So basically we are saying that Pawan's mother's age is 115% of Richa's mother's age. You know this, right? Very simple. Mother's age, let's assume 100%. 100% plus 15%, 115%. So Pawan's mother's age is 115% of Richa's mother's age. 115% of Richa's mother's age. Now try to work on that. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you consider option 1 to be correct, what happens? Pawan's mother's age comes out to be 24 years. If Pawan's mother's age is 24 years, so basically you are saying 115% of M is equal to 24. Are you able to follow? Let me just clear this up and show it for first option. Same thing can be done for the remaining options as well, right? Let me just show it for one of the options. The first option, of course. So according to option 1, again, this is all about calculation. That's why I'm telling you, focus on your numbers, right? Focus on your calculation ability. According to option 1, we are saying that 115% of M or whatever variable that is equal to 24. Now you must be able to understand that M cannot be an integer. See, we know that M should be an integer. That's what I told you, right? Ages are generally integers. So will M be an integer? M will come out to be what? 24 into 100 by 115. Will this give you an integer answer? No. Because this is like 5 into 20, 5 into 23. It will not be an integer value. Which means Richa's mother's age is not an integer. And I can actually avoid option 1. I can kill option 1 now. Because if it is not an integer, it cannot be the answer. Similarly, if you look at option 2, we are saying that 115% of M, or the same thing, is equal to 46. You need not write the step always. You can directly say that M will be equal to 46 into 100 by 115. And simple, 23 into 2, 23 into 5. So this gives you an integer value, right? 40. So this could probably be the answer. We are not sure, but this could be the answer. What we are sure of is that option 3 also gets eliminated and option 4 gets eliminated. So if 1, 3 and 4 are wrong, answer should either be 2 or 5. And if you are ready to take a chance, if you don't want to go by other than the given options, you can take option 2.